The other week I posted this reel in promotion of this video and it was mellow for a few hours, then all hell broke loose in the comments section. Fruit booter. Dumbest I've ever heard. Gay. Lol, because you're wearing skates, you sissies. Your parents are gay. Change your tampon. One day you might grow into a man and get a board. MF can't even tray. Even Jesus hates rollerblading. Shut up, virgin. And I'm going to read through some of the comments. All the stunts are performed by professionals. Do not attempt this yourself. So for a bit of context, the reel was from a section in my video, how a joke changed rollerblading, what's the hardest thing about rollerblading. Yeah, telling your parents you're gay. In the video I look at where the joke came from, culture in the 90s, early 2000s, how the joke changed society's views of rollerblading, and also how it changed attitudes within rollerblading. This specific part was my speculative opinion that during the 90s into the 2000s, after the gay accusation, parts of rollerblading overcompensated by focusing purely on big stunts to prove a point. Their intention was to go bigger than skateboarding, and in the most simplest form, bigger meant better to them. And this was the reel from that section. Anything skateboarding can do, it was going to do bigger and better. The amplitude went off the charts, and of course rollerblading benefited from some insane footage. 4x4s leading the blind is a stunt fest. It's absolutely mental. Legends were made during this time, and although other styles did exist, aggressive rollerblading had a blinkered focus on hammers. But that's not what skateboarders heard or understood. They heard this. Whatever these grip tape licking skateboarders has ever done ever, rollerblading can and has done it way bigger and is clearly better. This includes flip tricks. Skateboarding is a pursuit of mindless drongos and is fucking cat piss. Suck it. Now I thought it was pretty clear and that bigger and better was used as a turn of phrase. Like, it was about people's intention at the time and it was focusing on amplitude. I thought maybe a few rollerbladers might have an issue with it and be like, nah, the joke had nothing to do with hammers. I didn't even consider skateboarders getting offended by it whatsoever. But it's the internet, you know, like people take stuff wrong, people love flapping their gums, and some people were acting like I kicked down their front door and took a shit in their cereal, man. That's just the way it goes. So shout out to all my internet users out there. Here's some of the comments. Who cares, Four Eyes? It's a sport. I don't think I've ever been called Four Eyes before. That's a good one. Did they not find it difficult to rollerblade with their hands full of... Willie? Yeah. What's that? This shit's so gay. Lol. Fruit boots. Gay. Fruity boots. Gay. But blading was super gay and always a fad. As whereas... What? As whereas... Aswad. Shine like a star. Come on and shine like a star. As whereas skateboarding remains. That's a mad sentence. Skateboarding remains. Well, hold on a minute. What does that mean in reference to, like, sexuality? I don't... Mate, that's blowing my mind. Bigger. Maybe. Better. Grow up. Suggesting what I said, even though they've completely taken it wrong, suggesting what I've said is just childish. Only a child will say that. Grow up, mate. Skateboarding is clearly better. Grow up. You're strapped into your skates, mate. Big difference. Yeah, it's easier when the wheels are stuck to your feet. Skateboarding is easily 1,000 times harder. Let's think about the logic of that, yeah? Say you're on a skateboard, yeah, and you roll off a curb. So that's like a one-stepper, yeah? So to do something equally as hard as that in rollerblading, you would therefore have to jump 1,000 set staircase to just get the same amount of respect, which might be true to get the actual respect. But in terms of like levels of difficulty, is that even reasonable to suggest that? Say he does a 3 set, better go out and find 3,000 step staircase to be able to even equal what skateboarding is doing. Fuck rollerblading from somebody called TreyFlip505. I feel like they might have just created that account to leave that post. Lol. Extreme walking compared to skateboarding. What a joke. Well, I didn't have Tony Hawk Pro Roller Skater 4 on PS2 growing up. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Rollerblading didn't really do so well in the computer game market. Aggressive inline. Apparently there was another one that was just Frankie, like some flash thing that was made. But yeah, mate, that's how you prove everybody wrong. Like, no matter how far a rollerblader jumps, say if he jumps further than a skateboarder, you just go, did you really jump further? And you just whip out Tony Hawk Pro Skater and you go, well, therefore you didn't go bigger, because if you went so big, you would have got a game. I can't argue with that logic, mate. Change your tampon. One day you might grow into a man and get a board.
Okay, let's go.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That is mad. I mean, it's a bit mean to go on people's profiles, but let's just have a look. What's he got on here? Looks like he's got some quotes from stuff. He needs some place to live. Rule number 1. Fuck what they think. With a picture of a guy on the beach in an office chair and it looks like he's wearing a suit. Yeah, mate, you genius. Absolute genius. The more you know, the dumber you sound to stupid people. Right, let's just go back to what he said. Change your tampon. One day you might grow into a man and get a board. The more you know, the dumber you sound to other people. I must be dumb because that sounds incredibly dumb. But yeah, you know best, mate, and you know the most. Fuck off. Kind of a perfect comment because you can't really argue with it. He's trying to argue with it. You just look like a bit of an idiot. You've just got to just accept the fuck offs. Fuck off. Fuck off back. Leave it to some British tart to think rollerblading is a valid topic of conversation in 2023. That's a good one. British tart. Motherfuckers can't even tray. Do a heel flip, or a kick flip, or a tray flip, or a varial, or any flip trick. And then somebody underneath has also gone, do a flip.
Hey, do a kick flip!
It's not actually about literally the same tricks. It's like, do a true spin topsole. You can't, because the skateboard can't be in 2 different pieces. So there's a bit of a difference there. That's actually like, I don't like, can you not just get to that logic really like quite obviously and easily? Like, that's not what was meant whatsoever. But like, it's funny when people say do a flip because we think of actual flips, not flipping something else. So flipping your actual body, like so Julian and Diaby doing those like grinds to cork 900s. If you count that as a flip, I reckon it's a flip. Dislike button. Sat there lonely for 4 days.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
This is the kind of attitude I like. If you're going to go in the comment section and like try and stir it up a little bit, go big. Take a pro skateboarder and put him in a pair of rollerblades and he'll be doing crazier shit than the best pro rollerblader within a week. I started skating on Monday. I was already pro by Tuesday. Within 7 days, he's going to be doing whatever Farmer's ever done, whatever Haffy's ever done, whatever Broskow's ever done, like in a week, because that's how much of a natural talent they are. Oh my goodness. But the thing is, I bet you this guy genuinely believes that. Like, take a professional rollerblader and put him on a skateboard and it will take him months just to learn how to do a kick flip on flat ground. I don't know how, like, you must have to have some sort of like chemical imbalance, like, to genuinely be like, this is a statement of truth. I am willing to stand behind this statement. My goodness. Bigger, better, and a whole lot gayer. Even Jesus hates rollerblade biatches. The Son of God hates rollerbladers as well. Crikey. But it's like riding a moped or hooking up with a fat chick. Fun to do. You don't want your friends to see you do it. Wow. So we're going in for like fat shaming as well, are we? And moped shaming, I guess. Nobody's safe.
Another day, another victory for the OG, taking down the sweats.
The Fruit Boot army wouldn't know a hammer if it hit them on the head. I skateboard my whole life, and one day someone let me borrow the roller, and in about 10 minutes I was already doing grinds with 180 out and jumping gaps, flipping heck, and ledges. They're just attached to your feet though. If you can skateboard, you can do anything. Literally. Skateboarding is just a rite of passage, the qualification to absolutely anything in the world. So you've got to get a brain surgery and you're in there in hospital and you're like, in comes your brain surgeon, and you're like, right, how do I know you're the man for the job? I can skateboard. Say no more, Tony Hawk. You get in there and fix my noggin, mate. If you willingly and knowingly put on rollerblades and go out in public, you should publicly apologise to your family for the humiliation you've caused them. No one rollerblades now. I love an absolute, especially like on a page that is all about rollerblading, that is followed by, I assume 90% of the people that follow me are probably rollerbladers, so 17,000 people who are rollerbladers. But yeah, no one rollerblades now. Bigger and better, it's attached to your feet, not to mention it's gay to the max. Clown emoji. Name one rollerblading big name. Oh wait. That comment was over a week ago and nobody's replied to him. I hope that King of Chicago _ is not actually still waiting by his phone for the answer. People that couldn't skateboard bought rollerblades. People that couldn't rollerblade went on pride marches. There you go. You have to have a severe case of low self-esteem if you compare your choice to someone else's to validate it. Hammer boy. Hammer boy. Is that me? Hang about though, calling people names, I think, isn't that the same? Like a severe case of low self-esteem if you have to go around name calling. And comparing them, yeah, obviously with the context of the video it makes more sense why the comparison was there, but otherwise I would agree with it, yeah. That's a good way to go about life. Don't compare yourself to others, just crack on with whatever you like. Comment boy. And it always looked dumb as fuck. Yeah, but it's gay, so cry laughing emoji. Fruit booting will never do anything bigger or better than skateboarding. ... Sorry. 537 likes. I mean, rails. I mean, I'm not too bothered about that, but I did actually get into this one. I was always like, oh, already has like bigger spins, longer grinds, etc, etc. And it's just the usual comebacks, but there's definitely a really funny one in it. Here we go. You're out of touch. Maybe coming to grips with your sexuality and prior abuse. Apparently, if you're a rollerblader, you've been abused, would help you understand your tofu clam dip is tasteless. That's an amazing thing to say. That's utterly ridiculous, but can't knock him for that one. Also, out of touch. This guy has created his own like made up army, lurk mode army. I honestly think I could top the world's longest rollerblade in a day of practice. It's a joke. What on earth does that mean? Complete kook. He forgot to mention gayer. Honestly, it's painful that like in this day and age, that's the joke this person's gone for. Ian 85 Murphy, like if he was born in 85, he's like 38. Bigger and gayer. Whoop. A British guy would say something like that. How is your mind working that you're like, oh, these Brits, man, they're always talking about like rollerblading being better than skateboarding. Not that that's what I was even saying, but a British guy. It's gone beyond like rollerblading and skateboarding kind of rivalry now. It's also gone to like where I'm from, and I also don't really count myself as British, but that's a different story. Fruit boots can't hang with skaters. No chance. Just look at this, but I don't mean to be mean, like this person's profile, Caroline Cagney Edgar. Caggers is on it, mate. Caggers is on the insult. She's like, again, don't mean to be mean, she's like maybe like 50, maybe even heading towards her 60s there, and she's just jumping straight into the comments. You can't hang with us, mate, you fruit booters. Just a little light bit of homophobia for caggers. 98% of blading / skating is mediocre, easiest of the wheel sports. So this person's a BMXer, so they're getting stuck into it as well. Here's another angle for you. Fuck the pair of you. BMX is the best, mate. It's just all out war now. Anything skateboarding can do, rollerblading can do, but twice as gay. Bigger and better than skateboarding. You okay, bro? Because the only way like I could say that was if I was ill. That's a wild claim considering how much harder skateboarding is. See, you're right there. You're kind of tripping yourself up even with your own statements. Like the synapse gaps aren't firing completely. Like they're not making the connection. Like if skateboarding's harder, right? If we're going with that, skateboarding's harder, therefore rollerblading's easier, then wouldn't it be easier to go bigger? Oh my goodness, it's right there. Anyway, guarantee any rollerblade spends a year skateboarding every day and they'll still be unable to do 90% of the tricks or grinds with any confidence. Can't say the same for rollerblading. Right, so what's the guarantee here? If I buy a skateboard and take a year off of work, if I can do 11% of the available skateboard tricks with confidence, what are you going to ask me if I feel confident about it or not? I don't know how that's measured. You're going to give me the money back and all the money that I potentially lost in a year, because I will take that bet for sure. I've got to learn 11% of the tricks. If you were rollerblading every day for a year, I'm sure you would pick up more tricks than you would skateboarding. The thing is though, that applies for everybody who rollerblades, so that's the same scale of measurement for everybody. So there's going to be people who have done it for 10 years who have loads of tricks and loads of confidence, and so it's the measure within that own sport. That's how it kind of works. Like, when I think of rollerblading, I just think of women on the beach in bikinis. Cry laughing emoji. Are the women on the beach in bikinis in rollerblades? Because that's just stupid. Don't get me wrong, rollerblades are cool. Why is everybody separating roller and blades? Anyway, and the guys in these videos are doing some gnarly shit, but all you're doing is jumping. You've literally referenced the video saying they're doing gnarly shit, but all you're seeing is jumping. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the big issue here. No matter what grind you do and how massive that handrail is, all anybody else outside of rollerblading is seeing is just like, that's just another jump. That's just a different type of jump. He's just jumping. Another fruit boots. Another gay with floods of tears for laughter. Another gay with a cry face emoji. Your parents are gay. What has my parents got to do with it? Oh my goodness, and to think that that's like a normal comment to put as well. Like, in what, like, under any situation, any other situation, what would people's reaction be? Like, if somebody just kind of out of the blue, not related to the subject, your parents are gay. Probably one of my favourite comments. Shag, tag and bag me mum's daft. Yamanky chav, chip chip cheerio, God save the queen. You can water down your claim by 8% there, big shooter. I've got nothing against rollerblading, but to say that it does everything skateboarding can do, not what I said, is laughably inaccurate. Yeah, that would be laughably inaccurate. That'd be like me saying that swimmers can do everything footballers do when they swim. Your activity is now living in the shadow. Let it rest in peace. The reason I'm talking about this one is because this one had like a load of replies, and it just got out of hand really quickly. Somewhere in here, and I'm gonna have to try and find it, is they start taking the mick out of him because he's a rock climber. Says the guy who needs a safety rope to get his fix. Your real sport is also falling short of the scooter kids in popularity, skill required and risk level. Don't forget your Cliff Bar, Timmy. Hold on a minute. I reckon there's definitely been more deaths like rock climbing than there has skateboarding. But, you know, there you go. It doesn't matter what sport you're into. Once you come into this comment section, everything is on the line. People are going to go to your profile, look through it, find out about your history and just start aiming at that if you say anything to them. Somewhere within all these comments, there's also somebody getting the mick taken out of them because they draw Pokemon.
Who's that Pokemon?
Nothing is safe. Ha 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 ha. Lame. And talking like that made it worse. Oh no, like in like 10 years time, if somebody does a rollerblading documentary, is it all going to come back to me? Like, it was actually Tom Moyes in a 20-second reel that people completely misinterpreted. That's why rollerblading took a dip and got kicked out of Winter Clash. Skaters had a notch in it to lock into things. That's like doing anything on easy mode. Skateboards have a tail and a nose on them. Andy Anderson's board's got all sorts of stuff on it. That's an interesting one. He's talking about a groove, obviously. It's got a groove in that, you cheat. You tell him, mate. We should be riding our skates just no grooves, no sole plates, just so that Nick Ray 10 can be appeased. But hold on a minute. Skateboard, doing a board side, you've got a pretty massive target there. Is that easy mode? You want to put the trucks closer together so there's less of a gap. Try that. Legends would imply people know who they are. I don't know a single person who can name a single fruit booter. There you go, fruit booter. Every kid on the street knows Tony Hawk and Ryan Sheckler. Skateboarding has true legends. It's obvious that skateboarding is the better sport. Not one person unfamiliar with either sport can name a famous rollerblader. Yet, poor kids in Brazil, don't know why I picked Brazil, will tell you exactly who Tony Hawk is. Tell me exactly who is Tony Hawk exactly. There's not even an argument. If you're gonna wear fruit boots, you better be playing hockey. That's literally the only acceptable time. I'm done here. Oh, so many questions. One, what is so offensive about like rollerblading, like doing grinds and stuff like that you're not even allowed to do it? That's not acceptable. You have to be playing hockey. It's weird because this person obviously has that kind of that mentality, like fruit boots, like into the homophobia and stuff like that. That you would think that hockey was the more of the masculine one. Bit of a strange one, but I can't knock this guy's confidence to be just like, I am done here. As if he's made the most like prolific statement going. Yeah, it's too damn bad that gay joke ruined rollerblade forever. Cry laughing emoji. I mean, didn't ruin it forever, but again, that was actually what the whole video was about. There is some like kind of nice ones in there. That whole video was amazing. How the fuck do you do that on rollerblades? Where's that last clip from? There was a cat named Jeremy Bytall from Erie, PA, who was so good. It was. I think they cut themselves off there a little bit, but yeah, I'm assuming most people know who that is. Casper and all that, and a really good skater. But also, cat. Calling people cat. I think we should bring that off. There's this cat down the park. He's pretty handy on the rollerblades. And it always all looked dumb as fuck. It does. Legends went made. Rainbow flags were bought. Ha 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 ha. Not to mention, it was the flagship of the LGBTQ movement. And the only reason it was going to be bigger is because you have wheels strapped onto your feet. And it's like running and jumping. It takes far less skill to rollerblade than it does to skateboard. It's a scientific fact. It's not just me talking shit. Keep this in mind. It's not just me talking shit. And listen to this. I rollerbladed for one night. That's an interesting take, because normally people say for like a day or like a week. Or my mate tries to rollerblade once. A night. Specifically a night. No, I didn't do anything too huge. But in one night, I saw how easy it was. And it wasn't fun. All it took you was a night. And just like... The amount of like arrogance you have to think that you understand what something is all about from doing it for one night. How long is a night as well? Is that all night? Is that like when you clocked off work at like, I don't know, say 6 till the next morning? Like, what? I wanted something that was extremely difficult that made it extremely rewarding. So you picked skateboarding instead of, say, becoming a mechanical engineer. Rubbish. I honestly don't think that anybody like started rollerblading and then started skateboarding and was like, oh, this is extremely difficult. This is what I want. As a kid, I don't think many people actually think that way. So I am calling shit. I am saying you are talking shit. And also, I'm not sure about that scientific fact either.
Here comes the science bit. Concentrate.
Yeah, they're literally attached to your feet. The amount of people who have said this, like, as if as a rollerblader, you've not noticed it. What is the, like, defining feature of an inline skate? The wheels being in a line. Then what? The fact that you've got to strap into the thing. Like, you're saying it like it's news, or like it makes any difference to the point that was made. Like, yeah, they're literally attached to your feet. Well, yeah. No one rollerblades now because it sucked ass then and sucks ass now. Fuck rollerblading. It'd never be on the same level as skateboarding or any other real skill. Now this one kind of misses the point. Part of it's like, I can understand how they've missed the point. But also they touch on things that I actually think are probably quite true as well. And like, especially for this time period I was talking about. Why would you even mention skateboarding? Well, the bigger context, because it was about that joke. And that's why skateboarding's even mentioned in this. Otherwise I wouldn't bother. Skaters never cared about rollerbladers. I think they did though. For that joke to even come from like anywhere, they would have to have cared like a little bit. Or get a little bit annoyed. It was always bigger and dominated the culture. Not really. Rollerblading was bigger at one point. That's objective as well. Like, you could, like, the statistics on it, even if that's like mostly rec skaters, a portion of that would have been aggressive rollerbladers. But anyway, skaters were clearly living rent-free in rollerbladers' minds. Yeah, do you know what? I think that's true. And that was the whole point of the clip, was that like rollerbladers were like, after the joke and after the accusations, they like, some were like, oh, like, this is a way to prove that like we're bigger and better, like, as in bigger and better being an idiom, like a phrase, like, you know, by doing stuff that's bigger and easier to understand, like it looks like we're the tough one, we're the masculine one kind of thing. Some people thought like that, and that's what's the whole point in this thing. Anyway, I always felt they were playing catch up. Makes sense it died off. I don't think it makes sense it died off based off what you said, but if you're looking at it as like a fad point of view kind of thing, yeah, rollerblading has like 3 tricks, cry laughing emoji. It's not going to do better than skateboarding. What are those 3 tricks, by the way? If you could only do 3 tricks in rollerblading, what would they be? Back Roy, fish, back torque. Fruit booting is nowhere near as difficult as skateboarding or BMXing. I didn't even mention BMXing. Why are you bringing them into it? Stop lying. The shit is strapped on your feet. Now I'm assuming all these people that like complain so much about being strapped into something, when they drive their cars, they don't actually sit in the seat and strap themselves in. They're on the roof trying to like steer and like make the thing go with a stick, like on the pedals and stuff, like steering like that. Not nearly as difficult as boarding. And tricks brackets creativity are limited because you're stuck to the wheels. Highly overrated. Right, rollerblading hasn't run out of tricks yet. There's been new tricks this year. There's been people doing stuff that hasn't been done before. There's been spots that haven't been skated before, and there's old spots that have been skated in different ways. Like all these things, I can think you could probably like bracket put as a creativity. Like creativity it's not limited to the skate so much. It's more limited by like your imagination and like what you want to do with the skates, and what, like, if you're outside of rollerblading, yeah, I can understand that you don't see how creative you can be on them. And then also it's like you don't know like what, say, our rules are. I mean, you can argue about if there is any rules or not. And the thing is, if you put on a pair of skates, you can go out and do whatever you want, like in your world, for you, for fun. So you can be creative as you like. Coolest way to come out the closet, put on some blades. It says it all. Rollerblading. Finish off with a rollerblader who gets it. Well, if nothing else, we've learnt how to harness the illiteracy of insecure skater boys to feed the inline algo. There you have it, complete chaos. Definitely don't take anything you read in comment sections too seriously. And that's just the way it goes with the internet, innit? Shout out to my patrons and my channel members. Could not do this without your support, so I really appreciate it. Here's a couple of other videos you can watch until I'm back. See you again soon. Spotty Dog.